Hello and welcome, or welcome back if you're returning. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I see you, and everyone who's returned, I see you as well. Thank you so much for being here. So today's episode, and by the way, my name is Marvelous Marva, and yes, today's episode I titled, "Are You Still Judging Others Too Harshly?" So I wanted to talk about this because I encounter a lot of different people. And just like all of us do, when we encounter people, we immediately have like thoughts, we have ideas, and we make up stories in our head about those people. Some of them could be family, could be friends, could be strangers in the street, could be people on TV, could be celebrities, whatever the case may be. And so I've been really paying attention to how I am projecting like my ideas of what I think this person is or what I think they should change or fix about themselves so that I could feel more comfortable around them or thinking about them or just whatever. So I thought it would be good to talk about this and to just kind of trigger each other's minds and see like how we can kind of calm down with some of that. So I made like some bullet points here on my notes to kind of keep me on track today. And so the first thing that I wrote was, differences is real, but not important, but also important. So what I mean by that is none of us are the same. We are all different inherently. Like every single thing about us is different, but underneath the surface, we are all the same. We all come from the same kind of thing. If you like look at like our blood and our cells, things like that. And so I think this is important because without having the differences, we would, I guess, stop evolving. So like the way how nature is set up, if you pay attention to nature, everything is kind of like the same but different at the same time. And there's a pattern to everything. And so with all of us having all of our differences, whether it be languages or things we like, shades of hair, like the physical differences that we can see versus the ones that we can sense. Like we can sense each other's differences. Like we're all different, and it makes this even more magical because we have something to go off of. If we were all the same, it would be boring. Like literally, like I tell my daughter, like if everything was super easy all the time, life would be boring. Like sometimes we need like a little bit of a wave, like here and there, like a little bit of a chaos. I always just tell her also to just make sure that if you're gonna ask for the chaos, to ask for it with ease. You learn how to handle things with ease so it doesn't or it doesn't impact you as intensely. So that's the first point that I wanted to talk about, just like remembering that it's important that we're different, but we are all here. None of us even asked to be in whatever bodies that we're in. Like my cat didn't ask to be in his cat body. Like as far as our existence and our memory goes with us being right here in this present moment, I can say that none of us asked to be in this body that we can remember. Like my furniture didn't ask to be in its present condition. It's just here and it's playing this part. It's here, it's an object, we sit on it. We're here, we're in our bodies, we move around with our bodies. We have ideas in our mind, and we have outside influences telling us, giving us ideas of how we can be more healthy, how we can live a better life. We're taking the things that we need to take in, and we're letting go of the things that we don't need to take in. And then amongst all that, in the cosmos, it's also lining everything up. And sometimes we don't even have a choice. Things just happen and we just evolve and get pushed to the next thing. If you can think about like some relationships, some friendships you've had where you thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna like be their friend forever, and then all of a sudden one day you wake up and it's just like, no, I'm not gonna be their friend anymore. And it's like a light switch just comes on. That's like the dance of being here, being in our bodies. So that's me on a tangent. I just think that it's important to know that no matter if someone is thick or if they're thin or if they're black or white or square or brown or blue or whatever, to not take that stuff so serious, because like we're all just here like doing this. We're like chopping wood, carrying water, taking care of ourselves, being here in the present moment, and trying to find joy in each moment. And it would feel like even much more joy without hating on your neighbor. Like, just let them be. And you don't have to be friends with everyone. So, my next point that I wrote down was that when you judge others, it reflects how you feel about yourself. So, if you've heard the saying that we are each other's reflections, like you're hanging out with a friend, y'all are out eating lunch, and I notice this often. This is one that I like to witness a lot. I'm out eating lunch with a friend, and I'm taking a bite, and I notice like some of my movements become their movements, or vice versa. I've noticed myself like taking on someone else's actions. So like we're mirroring each other. We're constantly mirroring each other. So if you're sitting there and you're just like, oh, her this, that, and the other is not this, that, and the other. Her hair, she needs to get her this, that, and this right. Deep down inside, you're thinking those things about yourself too. I really need to make sure that my stuff is on point, because I don't want someone to talk bad about me like how I'm talking about this person. It just reflects back on the kind of person that you are, like, you know? I'm not going to say too much about that because everyone has their personal beliefs. We're all raised differently. Another part of the magic of everything being so different. I can accept people that, you know, have those kind of ideas, and I can hear them, I can witness them, and I can always come back to myself and see beyond the surface of that deep down inside that person is hurting. Otherwise, why are they talking bad about someone else that is just a person just like they are? Just trying their best here in this whole thing that we're all doing. We're all doing being alive and being present in all of it and allowing it to just flow through us. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I was gonna pause, but I'll do it on camera. I'm drinking out of this beautiful wine glass. This is water. I'm pretty passionate about that. The first thing that I wrote down was to catch yourself when you're thinking negatively. So, you know, you're out shopping and you see someone, they're just taking forever in front of you, like walking super slow. Instead of thinking like negatively about them, think about, oh man, you know, like if it's an old person, you could think, you know, one day I could be old like that, you know, like get down to like the nitty gritty of the present moment and just like start being in it. And instead of just thinking about yourself and the rush that you're in, I got to hurry up and get to here, here, and here, which is just an illusion, because you're going to always get to where you need to get to on time. You always do. You can get down to the human level of just like, you know, maybe, you know, Natasha didn't know that, you know, she was going to go through such a painful childhood and, you know, be like however she is. And I don't even know where I'm going with this example, but you can just get down to the nitty gritty of, you know, what's actually happening in front of you instead of just immediately going to the negative of, like, I have friends that tell me things all the time about other people. They're like, I don't like this person. I'm not going to ever like this person. And when I hear them say that, I hear them. I can understand why they don't want to like this person. And that's fine. I don't have to agree and I don't have to try to change anyone. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is just be here and just listen. And I can observe myself and I can see maybe sometimes I might get a little bit elevated too. Like, that was really, messed up. That shouldn't be happening. But then I can also come back to myself and be like, I'm not actually in this situation. They're just telling me what's going on. And I can see why it's frustrating to them. Sometimes you can just be present without trying to fix or do anything. Sometimes people just need to push something through to someone else. It's kind of like projecting, but you allow yourself to be able to just be present in it instead of trying to tell them, no, girl, you should go in and burn down their house. No, like, you don't have to advise people on everything. You can just be there. So that was the first one. The second one of how you can kind of work through those feelings of judging people too harshly is going back to the golden rule. Treating others as how you would like to be treated. So you want to be treated with respect. You want to talk to someone and not worry about them going to the next person and telling them everything. So you want to do the same thing. You don't want to be that person that you don't want another person to be. Being honest with people, also being thoughtful, thinking before you speak, Sometimes being brutally honest does hurt. Sometimes you do have to use your own discernment and understand that, yes, I'm feeling this anger inside, but this moment too will pass through me. And maybe once it passes through, there might be some clarity there that it's good that I didn't go and just immediately run to this person and say, I hate you. Sometimes it's good to just come back to yourself. So yeah, the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Leave places, people, things better than you found it. Like, always try to exude your aura, in a good way so that it bounces back to you, because everything is a reflection. And then the last thing that I wrote was practice compassion. So having compassion for yourself, because none of us are perfect. I have moments where I want to judge someone, I do, and I practice that compassion, coming back to myself like, hey, you could chill out, like, it's okay. And then sometimes I just laugh at myself and I'm like, that's so crazy that I just thought that it would be like funny to see them trip and fall. Like, practicing compassion, because no one is perfect. We all have the dark inside of us along with the light inside of us. It's a dance. It's the yin and the yang. And we're constantly just like in and out of it all the time. We're in control of it. We can calm ourselves down and just allow moments to just flow through us and be lit up by life. And yeah, we can do that. Regarding this topic of just judging others too harshly and how you can just calm down from doing that and allow yourself some more peace, because trust me, when you're not like judging others so harshly, you give yourself like room to have much more peace. Like, you open up space for just like calmness. Like, you're not constantly worried about things. And yeah, maybe sometimes it might be easier said than done, but just remember that all the moments that you're experiencing, they're just going to pass right through you, and it's going to be on to the next moment. You're not thinking about things that you thought about years ago, still today. So, with that being said, wherever you are, if it is morning, noon, or night, have a good one.